Hey guys, this is Dakota the Gamer here again with I don't know what to call this. I guess a card discussion for Yu-Gi-Oh! The trading card game. We're gonna basically give you guys some cards that should be either placed onto onto the Forbidden Limited list or taken off the Forbidden Limited list. I know in in some discussion, a lot of people don't like the way Konami is using the Forbidden Limited list. There are some cards on there that shouldn't be, because those decks no longer are a part of the meta or the current format. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a three-parter video today. For each person, one for each person. I've got me, Scotto, my buddy here, Marcelo, and the guy behind the camera, John. And so yeah, let's get that started right now. So first, we're gonna go with Lady Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. So I think that she should be limited. For the sole fact that she can be special summoned out just by discarding one card from your hand to the graveyard. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's too broken because it's practically your Lavalval chain for your format. Since that thing's banned, but we have Beatrice just running around, is ridiculous. And plus, with everything just popping off, you shouldn't get so many pluses off of one card.
Okay, well, what about attaching the Dante? What do you guys think about that? Like, you bring it out by sending a Burning Abyss monster from your hand to the graveyard. Well, then if you have a Dante on the field, then you attach it. But also her effect can't be used the turn that you attach the Dante. Or that she's summoned, right? So it's...
Even if you don't actually use its effect, it's still instantly giving you a 2,500 attack, 2,100 defense.
That's a good
monster.
point, but that's why you can't use the effect for the turn it's summoned. Is because she's pretty much a heavy hitter.
But even if you're not using the effect, you're still getting the effect off the Burning Abyss card that you're using. You're sending to actually bring her out in the process. So you may not be using her effect, but you still get you're still getting at least one Burning Abyss effect right off the bat. Okay,
what's your opinion or your intake on why she should be limited?
My reason why she should be limited is because it's so easy to summon her with Burning Abyss, but with every other deck that can use her for her purpose of sending cards from your deck to your graveyard, is just too broken. Like, if you have 3 in your deck, and it could be used in any deck, is ridiculous. But if you limit it to 1, then you only have just enough resources. Just the one for any deck. But with Burning Abyss, like, you're only limited to just that one Beatrice.
Okay, so Beatrice's last effect is actually the fact that she's got an effect where you can detach a material to take a card from your deck and send it to the graveyard. So it works in conjunction with the cards in your deck. So when you detach the material from her, you still get the Burning Abyss monster's material from when you sent the monster to the graveyard, the material from the graveyard from Beatrice, but you also get the effect of the Burning Abyss monster that you sent from the deck. So you still get a double whammy. You still get 2 monsters with their effects when they're sent to the graveyard. Now, I think that's a little cheap in itself. The last effect, though, is really, really great. Mm-hmm. The last effect, and we're going to discuss this as well, the last effect is when she's destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard. She gets to special summon a Burning Abyss monster from the extra deck. So you can choose from Dante, the Traveler of the Burning Abyss, Dante, the Pilgrim, or Virgil, which are all 3 really, really, really good extra deck cards. So how broken do you think she could be with that effect? I find that to be extremely broken.
Well, if you're just saying Burning Abyss alone, yes, she'll be broken to a point, but like utilizing every other deck, not so much. Because you're only getting those effects if you're running a Burning Abyss. But if you're running a Burning Abyss, then she's going to be super powerful in it.
Okay. Burning Abyss would be her primary deck, but can she be used in other decks? Like, her effect doesn't say, oh, well, you have to discard a Burning Abyss for her effect. It just says, oh, well, you can discard 1 card from your deck.
No, you can still use it for like a 2,500 beater just on the field and just search stuff out.
If you put her in Shadal's, would that still work?
No.
No? Well, what about taking the card from the deck and sending it to the graveyard? She'd also have that effect.
That would work.
That would still work, right? Yeah. But it wouldn't work as well as she would work in Shadal's. Is there anything else either of you two want to elaborate on Beatrice?
Well, you could actually quite use her almost anywhere, because it's Beatrice, besides having her initial summon effect of just using a Dante, she does normally also require just only 2 level 6s. And I don't believe it's actually specific to. Yeah, it just says 2 level 6 monsters. Which is basically, which almost any deck nowadays uses at least 2 of. So she can be placed in almost anywhere. Right. And even if it's not being used in a Burning Abyss, that effect of being able to send a card to the graveyard is quite effective in almost anywhere, for the fact that it allows any player, in my opinion, to basically get into the graveyard any card that they may need. Right. So instead of having to search out their deck, they could use Beatrice to send to the graveyard and then retrieve that card back from their graveyard to instantly play it. Like a multitude decks, like the Melodious can use it by using overlaying 2 Sherbertas. And then sending one of the effect Melodious monsters to the graveyard to instantly bring, it'd be instantly brought back. Shaddolls can use it too.
Super Heavy Samurais could use it too.
Oh yeah, Super Heavy could use it too.
To activate the abilities in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna move on from Beatrice, guys. I believe we've been on Beatrice for about 5 minutes now.
It's actually 6.
Oh, that's fine. Next, we're gonna go to Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters is really a good card in itself. Discard 1 card, then target up to 2 spell or trap cards on the field, and just